Alright, this is another odds and ends video, and this time the focus will be my sci-fi stash, all of my sci-fi models. Now, if you look at my models that I've uploaded in the past, you see that there's really not a lot of sci-fi, but I've always been a sci-fi geek, and I have quite a few sci-fi models that I just haven't gotten around to building, and I hope to remedy that soon. But in the meantime, before I get into that, long overdue, some shop cards that I want to tell you about that I got over here. And the first one is Tommy Moore at Scale Plastic Hobbies. I've mentioned him in the past, and he's an excellent builder, and this is just a sample of what he does. And he's done kits, and he's modded kits, and he's really reshaped some of them, and he's actually done quite a few completely scratch build stuff that just blew me away. I've mentioned him before in the past, so I'll put a link to his channel, and check out his surfing bird that he put up about 5 months ago. Actually incredible. It's one of those things where I wish there really was a kit that I can buy. The next one is King Bob's Model Works. Again, now this guy's got a channel that's kind of like me. He's got a little bit of everything, which I enjoy. A little bit of sci-fi, cars, planes, you name it. And he's been very helpful in the past, where he's gotten into some details where he's building models, and I need those details as I'm building those same models. In particular, that comes to mind is his very helpful for the Monkey Mobile, where I was trying to see if I could build it in a certain way, and looking at all the videos, I just wasn't sure if something would fit, if I could glue it right away or if I had to glue it later. And his detail was enough to show me that yeah, I could build it the way I would hope to build, that I prefer to build. So check out his channel. Again, the links will be in the notes. So now I'm gonna go kind of start off chronologically some of the kits I've acquired, the first two being very old ones. This first kit I have over here, as you can see, the box is all tattered and gumpy, and the kit has been started. And this was a kit that I bought this model back in the 70s. I believe it was 1979. I was still in high school, and I'd seen it in the shop, hobby store shelves for a while, and said, oh, I really love it. This is nostalgic because I remember, it's, first of all, it's called the UFO, but it's from the Invaders TV show, which I've watched several times, all the episodes. It's kind of like a cop show, mystery slash UFOs. It's about, Roy Finnis plays this guy who sees this saucer landing one night, and he finds out there's this conspiracy. These aliens want to take over the earth, and nobody will believe him. It's kind of like a precursor almost to the X-Files or Kolchak. Anyhow, great show. And this saucer always blew me away. And again, you'll see it in the show. Now, I was very young and foolish, and one cool thing about the saucer over here is it has a lid, and you can cover it. And when I first built this thing, I was building models barely at the time, and I really messed up the interior over here. I don't know if it's salvageable. I hope it is. They have re-released this kit as, under different various names, and it's been reproduced. But I'm hoping I can salvage this thing, at least make it presentable. Now, you can see even back then, I was flirting around with lights and putting those in there. And these are not LEDs. These are actually incandescent light bulbs, if you can see very closely in there. And again, I put a jack under the bottom here. You could power it up. But I'm hoping to remove all this stuff, put proper LEDs, maybe even a little circuitry to make them flash in a certain way, and maybe light up the interior when I get around to it. But I really want to do is a diorama of this kit. And again, I kind of got the car, or as close as I can to the car that he had in the show, where he drives up at night and he sees this spaceship ahead of him while sitting in the car. And yeah, this has been a project I've been wanting to get to a long time ago. But again, I have to see if I can salvage this kit. I think I can, or at least I can make something of it. and hopefully I can get around to it soon. I'm still looking at some different possibilities in terms of lighting it and doing some other things with that diorama. So, on to the next one. Again, same hobby store. This is in the early 80s, I'd say 82, 83 or something like that. I saw this kit on the in the store shelves, and I knew I was going to get it right away. Now the reason this one, obviously a Star Trek fan, and I enjoy the show, and I said this is a cool kit on its own. But more importantly, at the time I was reading Starlog magazine, and I saw an article where somebody had this kit and they lit it up with fiber optics, basically making little pinholes and having one LED or incandescent light in those days probably, and just light up the sides with these little portals. And I said I want to do that, so I've opened up the box but never gotten around to it. Actually, it's sealed again now, but you can see it's a really old vintage kit, and there's a lot of upgrades over the years. I don't know how I'm going to build it, but I do want to light it up. I still have all those fiber optics that I've collected over the years just to do that, and hopefully I'll get around to doing it very soon. Next, Land of the Giants. This one was another holy grail kit for me. Always loved the TV show. Again, I've seen it several times from beginning to end, every episode. And again, this was something where, I had some cousins in the States who had these kits. They had actually two of them. They were two brothers, and I've always loved it. And I'd been looking around for, getting this kit. Again, it's been repopped a few times. And about a year and a half ago, 2 years, somebody finally had one in Montreal, not too far away. You go there every now and then. And I managed to snag this kit. Still in the box over here, still in the cellophane. And again, I can do stuff with the interior to light it up, and the dome over here. Nothing too fancy. This is still quite a small kit. But again, I was thinking of making a diorama where it looks, because it's a small ship, in the Land of the Giants. So I want to get kind of like a tree stump over there to show that, the disparity in the dimensions. And something simple, but a nice diorama I'm hoping to build with this. Next, the Space Clipper from 2001. If you've seen the movie, most people have. You see this little Space Clipper going into outer space, and anyhow, it's a simple kit from that movie, and something I just saw at a hobby. I can't remember if it was a show or a sale or something. And I had to pick it up. It was very reasonable. Not something I would go traditionally with. Again, it's nothing spectacular, but it should be a really nice kit when mounted on a display. Next, another oldie but a goodie. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, the Sea View. If you've seen my other videos, you've seen that I built a little flying sub. And this is the Sea View kit that's, again, been popped many times over and over again. And I want to build this one fairly simple. I just want to do a little interior lighting on this one and just mount it as is. One of the things I'm not too sure about this is what color to paint it. There's actually been a few versions between the movie and the TV series, the different configuration for the windows over here. And some of them were like a little tinge of blue, some are just plain gray. But I'll see. I'll have to decide what I want to do with it. And if not, in the meantime, check out that other video about the flying sub and see how I lit that up in two colors with one LED. Next one, Sequest DSV. This is actually a recent acquisition. I think it was in Kingston. I'm not even too sure where it was. Or no, actually, this was in Ottawa. Anyhow, I saw it, and not a fan of the show. Actually, never really watched the show. Know a little bit about it. And it was a reasonable kit that I thought just looked cool enough. Now, when I got it, I was told right away there is no pilot in here. That's the one thing that was in the kit that whoever had it before removed it. So I don't have the pilot in there. But I think I could do something really nice. And what I've been doing is seeing, based on the scale, trying to find some character that I could put in that cockpit. It says 1/20th scale. And as an example, this is something I picked up at a thrift shop just to see, like, this does not fit in with size, but I'm hoping either I can trim this down or get another action figure that would fit in here, and also have to be careful to make sure it fits in the cockpit. So again, this one's a little bit too big, but now I can use this one as a reference when I'm shopping around looking for smaller figures to put in there. So I've seen somebody put some Marvel figures in there, so I know that there are some figures that should be able to fit in there without too many modifications. Anyhow, it should be this interesting once I get to it. And again, this is something I could light up the dash because it has such a large canopy over here that's with a lot of things that you can see on the insides. Next, Robbie the Robot from Forbidden Planet. This one I picked up in Laval, again from a seller who was selling a whole bunch, and I was really thrilled to see this one because I didn't think I've ever get this kit, and I'm planning on doing a few things with it, not too much, but again, I think it's just a cool kit as is. Take a quick peek at the interior over here. You can see, again, somebody started it where they just glued two halves over here, but most of it is untouched, still in bags. So that should be fun. Quite a few parts actually, and something that again you can maybe light up just a bit, maybe the dials or something in the head part over here. Whoop. Better put that back with that. Speaking of robots, here's another one, a Lost in Space, the original classic Lost in Space, and you'll see why that's significant later on. Again, this is a one that I've wanted for a while. I think I picked it up at a swap meet. All the parts are in there. What's really interesting is I think I could do a little extra where, some parts, I can have moving parts in that head. I looked at really quickly some of the other people who built it, and I think I can do something with that to just have that head spin a little bit on the insides. And if not this kit, maybe the previous one I just showed you. I actually picked up a small motor that turns very, very slowly, and I'm hoping I can stick it in here when I build it. Again, lots of options for lighting up his chest with different LEDs or sequences, and should look nice. Now, before I finish Lost in Space, I've got this one, which is the polar lights with the Cyclops from one of the episodes. And this one's a cool kit because it also has the chariot over here, and you have the Space Family Robinson over here. What's the only thing I don't like about this kit is really the chariot itself. This is, enclosed, so I'm not going to open it up. But basically, it's really kind of crappy. I think it's cardboard that they have for the interior. And I'm hoping I could do a lot more with the interior and spruce it up to make it, with some little DIY and scratch building to make it look a lot more realistic. So this should be fun. Does this one even fit in the screen? This one I just picked up 2 months ago when the Malcar Minion and we were in Kingston, and there was one guy, I bought a whole bunch of models off of him. He was, dirt cheap. Now, normally I would not pick this thing up, but this thing was $3. I mean, I could not say no for $3. It's a huge kit, so lots of possibilities of things that I can do with this. And even if I just build it as is, I mean, you can't go wrong with something like that. It is humongous, and you can, add things to it and make things pop on it and just have it sitting on the shelf. Again, this was from the movie, I can't remember what year it was, 97 or thereabouts. And again, not the greatest movie, to be honest. And again, people looked at this robot and were kind of disappointed compared to being familiar with the old one. But again, for $3, sure, why not? And the last kit that I can really say is science fiction or close to it was this kit that I picked up in Japan about 2 years ago when I went down there. I just said I wanted something from Japan, and I know nothing about this kit. And you can see it's kind of like I don't know, some flying vehicle. And what I've learned later on was this was from the original Gundam series, where this guy, this character, stood atop this thing. So you can buy this kit and have him, flying this thing that he basically stands on it. So again, it was an interesting kit. Nothing fancy, kind of goofy, very simple, but again, I wanted to pick up something in Japan, and I thought, why not? This should do it. So that's it for my sci-fi kits. I just want to say that I went through my stash, and some of them were borderline horror, science fiction, and I really tried to segregate out only the science fiction kits. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and at one point you'll see these models being built on my channel. It'll take a while for sure, but slowly I'll be getting there and having fun with those. Hope you enjoyed it.